So we believe that it would be irresponsible and unfair to raise taxes on fast food. I would like to start off with a quick poll of the room. Who believes we should have higher taxes on fast food items? Okay, so it's about a 50-50 in the room here. All right, it is not and has never been the place of government within the United States to strip the population of free choice. Imposing a fast food tax may seem like a reasonable way to curb obesity in the United States, but honestly, it takes away the financial ability of people to even make that free choice. Preventing any form of nanny state is what we really have to focus on. This is clearly another way that the government is going to whittle away our freedoms and our liberties in an effort just to line their pockets. Don't you honestly think we already have enough taxes in this country? We have federal tax, state tax, local tax, inheritance tax, alcohol, tobacco, vehicles, so on and so forth. We have enough. This isn't the way to do it. We do have a problem with obesity in this country, but this is not the way to solve it. Raising taxes on a specific commodity always raises the concerns of fairness. So this form of tax would be called regressive tax, which imposes the same tax on low-income and high-income individuals. Well, the problem with that is low-income individuals tend to spend more of their income on fast food. So they're going to be spending more of the money that they need compared to rich people, to higher-income individuals. Any form of regressive tax is wrong. It takes money away from the people who absolutely need it the most. When it comes to the general statement of increasing tax on fast food, what does that even mean? Are we talking Taco Bell and McDonald's, or are we talking every single restaurant? Because if we're only talking about fast food establishments, that's a very specific and unfair tax. There's plenty of other restaurants that serve equally, if not more, unhealthy food than fast food restaurants, but those are more frequented by higher income individuals. So again, this is clearly evident that this is a tax on poor people. This is a tax on lower income individuals. So I'm asking everyone today to make the logical, ethical, and morally right decision and vote no on an increase in tax on fast food.
Now, although Josh makes some solid points, not raising the tax is cheating yourself and our community as well as other ones. Tax raises on unhealthy and generally unnecessary commodities in the United States has been done before. For example, there's a 95% tax raise on tobacco in Minnesota, which causes cancer. There's a $1.17 tax raise on beer in Tennessee, which causes all sorts of issues that you all know about. Not only will the raise in tax discourage these unhealthy and bad habits, but they can benefit us in terms of healthcare and education and all sorts of things that I know are very important to you people. If raising a tax on something that is adding to our obesity rates, is adding to diabetes rates, is going to help our overall community, then I think that's something that you would all agree to do. For the sake of our community, the increase in tax is a small price we would pay for the increased benefits that would come to not only us, but if it keeps spreading, the nation. Free and less expensive healthcare is an ongoing issue in the United States. So if you're one of the people in this room who thinks that healthcare should be a right, then this is your chance to do so, to help add to that. With the amount of fast food consumed in the United States alone, we could add to and contribute to the funds to decrease healthcare expenses and all of that quickly. $1,200 each year is spent per individual on fast food, according to University Hospital's website. We could increase government revenue in no time and provide more money for tuition, make tuition less expensive for college students, and provide meals for kids in public school systems, which is another pressing issue in our country. Not every kid can eat free lunch, free breakfast at school every day. That's an issue. You should want to feed the children that their parents can't do it for them all the time. Once again, here's your chance to contribute to that. Even if food became slightly less attainable for people of lower income, you can be pretty sure that those same people will be grateful for their health benefits, that their kids will be at lower risk for diabetes, lower risk of becoming obese. And if they're not thankful for the healthcare benefits, they can be glad that their kids can eat at school and that maybe their kids' tuition will be less expensive for them.
You know, I see what you're saying, but I have to disagree with that. I'm gonna attack more like the obesity problem people think fast food has. Society tries to pin the entire problem of fast food entire problem of obesity on fast food, and that's just not the case. Take for example, if you had a diet of, you go to Olive Garden every single day for lunch and dinner, that's gonna lead to extreme health problems, obviously, because you eat a lot of pasta, a lot of carbohydrates, and you're gonna have health issues. It's not just fast food. So I believe everyone needs to have a very colorful diet, which you can get that at a fast food restaurant. A study done by Yale's Rudd Center for Food Policy and Obesity showed you can find healthy options at fast food restaurants. You just have to look. For example, at McDonald's, you're gonna say you order a quarter pounder, it's gonna come with French fries and a pop. If you actually look on the menu, you can substitute those French fries and get apples, and then substitute the pop and get, I think it's skim milk or 2% milk at McDonald's. So there is the options to have healthier fast foods, you just have to look. And then kind of what she said about the whole like sin tax on tobacco and stuff to try to kind of shy people away from using those products. If you go around the campus of NDSU on any given Saturday night, you see a lot of people using Juuls. And there's a very heavy tax. Like I know for a Juul pod, the package of Juul pods costs $16. And then when they were about to go, I think they banned all the fruit flavored pods because they said it was kind of they're marketing those towards younger age kids. I did some research and found that there's about, and just in my hall alone I'm in Reed, floor 2, there's about 5 or 6 individuals that went out to the store and bought these Juul pods in mass quantities. And I can use that as the tax to not sway them at all from swaying away from these dangerous products. I mean, Juuls, we don't even know what they're gonna do to people because they haven't been out long enough, but they're obviously full of nicotine and not healthy. So do you think a tax on fast food would sway people away from eating it? Probably not. So the point is, the tax on fast food would be extremely unjust. I think if fast food can be a part of a healthy diet, as long as, once again, you look for healthier options at the fast food restaurant, don't always get the large fry and large pop, get a milk and apple crisps. And once again, the tax on fast food would be a regressive tax, like Josh was saying, and that would just target the low-income individuals that are looking to have a cheaper option of finding food if they can't always make dinner.
So on the contrary to what Jake said, there are many countries that have had implemented such taxes on things such as junk food rather than just fast food. Countries such as Mexico and Hungary have done this taxation on junk food. They have seen impressive results by doing so. The results from Mexico's 8% tax on unhealthy food has showed people bought 7% less junk food with these taxes implemented. These foods that have been taxed in Mexico are junk food that have been very prominent in people's budget. Although some of the results may not seem like much, they are seeing results nonetheless. So with the results Mexico has seen, it is possible for us to put a tax on fast food to help in the obesity numbers. This is something that our community could learn from and try to implement a tax on fast foods. Hearing some numbers like these facts according to Barry Popkin, 5 to 7% of our food budget is spent on sugary beverages. We spend another 15 to 20% on junk food. 33 to 57% of calories adolescents intake is from junk food. More than 1 out of every 3 adults are obese. Obesity is something that can raise the risk of several disorders such as type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and joint disease. Some of these medical expenditures were estimated to be $92.6 billion, with taxpayers paying over half of those costs. Having a higher tax on fast food can be put towards the medical costs that these taxpayers pay half of. Higher tax can help encourage a healthier diet. It will drive people away from wanting to buy fast food because of how spendy it will become. This would also give fast food places an incentive to give more of a variety of foods on their menus. Adding a tax on fast food won't solve the issue of obesity or adding a number alone, but it will definitely help with the rising numbers of obesity. So in closing, higher taxes on fast foods is the right thing to do to help raise money on health healthcare costs and could help decrease the rate of obesity.